Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brandon with Taylorsfiresmoke Cooking. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something simple to me. We're going to be making some delicious pulled pork. I'm going to show you how you can make some delicious pulled pork right in your backyard on your charcoal grill. Again, this is kind of how I started learning how to smoke meat about 13, 14, 15 years ago. And you can do the same thing. So I'm going to show you my technique. It doesn't take any type of fancy rubs or anything like that. Salt, pepper, garlic. A little know-how, and you can do it as well. So stick around, we'll get into that. Also, be on the lookout. I'm going to have a little bit of a monetization appreciation live coming up soon. So just be on the lookout. I'll post more details about that in the future. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I've got my 2 pork shoulders sitting here. Now, this one's about an 8.5, almost 9 pounder. And this one here is about a 6.5 pounder. So quite naturally, one should get done faster than the other. But like I said, when I do my pork butts, I keep them very, very simple. I don't apply any type of special rubs or anything to it. Pork shoulder is so thick, to me it's just a waste of rub to use it on a pork shoulder, but that's just me and my preference. So what I do, I just use salt, pepper, and garlic. Now what I want to do with the top side, I very rarely trim my pork shoulders, because when I pull them, I don't mix the fat in with it. I normally just peel the fat off the top. And underneath this, there's actually a layer of meat that's usable. So I normally just leave it just like it is, rinse it, wash it or whatever, and cut off any nasty pieces. But then I leave it pretty much how it is. So I've got some kosher salt here. And all I do is I just salt the top part really heavy to kind of help break down the fat. And that's all I do to the top half of the shoulder. Now, as far as the other half of the other sides, then I do season all of it. So we just take it and put that kosher salt all over this meat. Like I said, this is a super thick piece of meat, so you don't really have to worry about, going too heavy with your salt, because you want to make sure when you mix it that it's seasoned really well. It's hard to penetrate the inside, so you want to go pretty heavy with it. Same here. Now I always like to start with my salt first, and then I'll go with my pepper, then I'll go with my garlic. But again, that's just my preference. If you guys could please thumbs up this video to really help. Share out if possible. I'd really appreciate that. Now again, you could use a salt binder on this if you like to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's just kind of, if it's enough moisture on the meat, then there's really no need for me to use a binder. So now we're going to go with our black pepper. And again, heavy with your black pepper. Now if you're not a big fan of black pepper, then you can go a little lighter. That's kind of up to you. But this to me has been the best method. And like I said, we're going to use this, smoke these on my regular charcoal grill. This is how I started learning how to smoke meat. Probably almost close to 20 years ago now. Is this on a regular charcoal grill. Using charcoal, and at the time, chunks or splits. And no kind of technology or anything like that. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright, we got our pepper on. Now we're going to go with our garlic. And a nice little liberal shake of garlic as well. I'm going to put these on my grill fat cap down initially. Then we'll see how it looks, and if I need to turn them, then I will. Alright guys, that's it. Really basic seasoning on these, salt, pepper, garlic. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to let them sit for a little bit, and we're going to go outside and get our grill lit up. And then when we do that, I'll bring you guys out and see the setup. Be back. All right, guys, I wanted to just bring you in and let you see, what my setup is when I smoke or do something on the regular grill. I've got my grates on this side. If you can see here, I've got a little pan of water. I like to do that because when you're smoking like this, you run the grill a little hot. So that water helps kind of balance out the temperature. And then I'm going to put my coals on this side right here. So I have a full charcoal basket. It's about halfway lit all the way through, but that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to go ahead and dump that right here, and then let my pit get up to temp. If you can see here, I've got my damper about 3/4 of the way open, and then my outlet I'm going to run wide open. So that's just how you set it up, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the coal, let the grill come up to temp, and then when it's time to put the meat on, I'll bring you guys back with me. See you in a bit. All right, guys, we're back out here about to put the meat on. So you can see I got it set up. I have a couple hickory hunks. I'm either using a little bit of hickory and cherry. I like to use hickory on thicker pieces of meat because it is such a strong wood, and especially when you're using little chunks, so I like to add that, and then cherry for the color. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay down a little piece of foil here to let the meat sit on top of the foil. I have not used this grill in such a long time, so my grates are a little rusty. I cleaned them a little bit, but just to be on the safe side until it burns off, I'm just going to use a little foil to start. So like I said before, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the meat right on top of that, fat cap down. Put the bigger one closer to the stack because it's going to draw more heat. Then I'll put the smaller one right here. We're going to go ahead and put in our chunks. Allow those to get going. And that's it, guys. I'm going to close it down. And we're just going to check it in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. There's nothing really to do to it until then. So when it's time to check them, I'll bring you guys back in and we'll see our progress. See you in a bit. All right, guys, it's been about an hour and a half since we've put our shoulders on, and you can see they're looking good. What I'm doing, basically, I'm just adding in some coals just to keep it going. So like I say, after an hour and a half, they're looking good. They're starting to develop a little bit of color. I'm letting them go for another about an hour and a half on this side, and I'm gonna probably rotate them and put the other side closer to the fire. That's the one thing. This way you do have it cook a little faster on the sides, but overall it's looking good. Not going to worry about spritzing or nothing right now. Just letting it cook. I'm gonna add in some more coals just to keep our fire going, and probably another cherry chunk, and that's it, guys. We're gonna keep on rolling. I'll see you guys shortly. All right, guys, just want to take a look, quick look. You can see these pork shoulders are looking awesome. See, I did remove the aluminum foil from underneath them. Those grates started looking how I wanted them to look, so I took the foil from them, and they're looking good. We're still adding coal every 30 to 45 minutes, and a little piece of wood if need be, but you can see they're looking really good. We're about 3.5 hours in so far, so they're right where I want them to be. I did rotate them 90 degrees or 180 degrees, I'm sorry. That way I can make sure that they're getting equal heat next to the coals or whatnot. But that's how we're coming along, guys, so stick around. All right, guys, just want to recap real quick, give you a good look at our pork butts. Now this is about the color we're going to run with, that I roll with when I'm serving for the house or I'm doing something for catering. Like I said, I don't really go for the dark bark and stuff. I don't care for that. So coals are still running. We're still adding them every 30, 45 minutes. We're going to let these rock for probably another hour to maybe an hour and a half like this. Then we're going to go ahead and put them in a pan and wrap them up and then go ahead and get them done. But I just wanted to bring you guys back in real quick. We're in 5 hours so far. So it's been 5 hours and this is where we're at. Looking good. They smell amazing. Easy as 1, 2, 3, guys. All right, guys, we've pulled them off the grill and you've put them in a pan. We're going to let these go. We're going to wrap them up and put them in the oven. There's no need in us using charcoal or fuel, and it's not going to take on any more smoke. So I'm just going to put them in this pan. We're not going to add any liquid to it because it's not necessary. There's plenty of liquid still left in this meat, as well as the fat that's going to render. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap them, put in a 300-degree oven, and let them rock until they are done. I will bring you back in when it's ready. All right, guys. Here's our finished product. Now these went for a total of about 8.5 hours. Like I said, we use no kind of technology or nothing like that. It's not necessary, really. And you can see how they turned out. They have a really nice color, how that fat is really rendered down the way I wanted it to. And they're tender. How do you know if your butt is tender? When you can pull that blade bone out of there, then you know it's tender. And then look, we've got a nice smoke ring on it, just like what we were looking for. So that's all we wanted to do, guys. It's really, really simple to do. Meat is nice and moist, super tender. Like I said, it's got a nice little smoke ring to it. So doing pork shoulders is really easy. You can do it yourself on a charcoal grill. We go ahead and give it a little taste. Again, see the smoke ring, nice and moist. Get a bite. It's perfect, you guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Look, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to take these and then I'm just going to shred them for a little later. So I'm not going to pull them now. I'm just going to let them rest a little bit longer before I decide to pull them. All I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the fat cap off, like I said, and discard that. And this is the meat I was talking about. To me, this is the best meat on the pork butt, the one that's right underneath the fat cap there. A lot of people I know say it's the money muscle, but I don't do competitions. I just cook for folks and cook for my house. So I appreciate you guys watching. Again, you can see how simple it was. Just use a little bit of time, a little charcoal, a few wood chunks, and you can do it as well. Again, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. And if you don't have the notification bell on, make sure you do that as well. I truly appreciate you guys watching. Until the next time, God bless. Look at that. Perfection, guys. I'll see you around.